Female nature as described by a female. I don't disagree with this. This is not untrue. She says a woman is naturally submissive to a man who makes her feel loved, protected, safe, and secure. Remember, women tend to operate on feelings. That being said, if we feel safe and secure with you, we have no issues letting you lead. But if we don't, we tend to become defensive and independent. Obviously, this isn't a one size fits all, but it definitely fits me and many others I know. I enjoy being submissive. It's a freeing feeling when you can trust the one you're with. I mean, this is true, but it's also, there's a lot hidden in that. There's a lot hidden in what she's saying. First of all, if you base your reality and environment on how you feel, that's a very, very slippery slope. It's not a solid foundation, because how you feel changes daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. How you feel comes and goes. How you should base your reality on is on kind of like solid things, such as values, such as I mean, that's the whole point of marriage vows, is you're making a vow to you know uphold a certain type of constitution. You're upholding a certain type of, you are making a vow. What is a vow? It's a declaration of consistency. It's a declaration of something that you plan on doing. Right now, of course, the best laid plans of mice and men. Right, we make plans, and then our plans don't necessarily work out. That's the plight of men. It's not, or excuse me, that's the plight of mankind, humans, and women and men. But the point is if it's all based on how you feel, that's a very, very slippery foundation. You need something more solid than that, and that's the whole point of marriage vows. That's the whole point of a love commitment. It's just that people today don't understand the term commitment, right? So anyway, feeling and reality of what actually happens are two different things. And a woman's emotions, human emotions are fickle. They're transient. They come and go. We have a good day today. Tomorrow we might have a bad day. The next day we might have a good day. That's how life is. And so if you base everything around feelings, this is why a lot of relationships don't work, because you just don't feel, I don't feel that love for me anymore. So this is a woman who's, even though she's speaking some truth here, and I don't disagree with what she's saying, as far as, women wanting to be naturally submissive, and men want, they want their men to be leaders and things like that. I agree with that. I think that is female nature. But what she's also saying is, she's saying, well, you have to make me feel that way all the time. And that's just, I don't know, man. It seems like you're setting yourself up for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. This is sly. This is how women are sly in today's day and age. This is how women are. They try to jujitsu reality. They try to manipulate how men think, and so there's a lot of men in this group. This is a group where a lot of men talk about being high value. A lot of men talk about, well, I need to do my part and make a lot of money and things like that. If you follow Kevin Samuels, that's what his story is about, or that's what the stuff he preaches is about, is that men need to be high value. So if you want a high value woman, you need to be a high value man. And that's objectively fair, in a way, but that's never really necessarily my story. That's never really anything that I've ever pushed. I've always been for self improvement. I've always been in favor of guys bettering themselves, but not for women necessarily, right? Not for necessarily improving, or excuse me, impressing women, getting a better quality woman, because in my opinion that plays into hypergamy. I want the woman who's going to be down with me when I have nothing. I want the woman who's going to love me when I'm a nobody. I want the woman who, her standard is just me. in the sense that like she loves me because I'm me. She loves me for me. She doesn't love me because I check off all her boxes. Oh, I'm a high earner. I'm a strong male leader. I make, money to produce stability. I give her security and all these things. That's just buying a woman in my view. You're buying a woman. And so I've never been a proponent to encourage guys to improve in order to get better women. It's never been my thing. I encourage guys to improve for your own health, your own sanity, your own happiness, your own purpose, your own enjoyment of life. That's how I base my, I think guys should improve for those reasons. When it comes to women, you want somebody who's gonna be down with you. You want a team member who loves you for who you are. That's you want real love, and if you can't get that, then I don't think you should settle. I don't think you should get into a relationship, because it's like it's just a situationship to me. It's like, oh, we have these rules and we follow these rules kind of thing, and it's like I just, it doesn't sound right to me. It's like you want a woman who's there with you when you're in the mud. You want a woman who's there with you when you're down and out. You want a woman who's there with you when you're messing up. You want a woman who's there for you when, and not in any kind of Hollywood sense, like, oh, I'm your down girl, blah blah blah. Because like people do play into that narrative. I mean, like for real love, like a woman who like, dude, I love you and I ain't going nowhere, and it's because I love you. It's not because I've thought out this Bonnie and Clyde romantic kind of movie like love, and that's what I want, and da, 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 da. No, you need to really be sure you love me, and frankly, I'm not sure women are capable of that. I'm not sure women are capable of that type of love. I'm not sure women, and that's something that's been a theme on my channel, is women love opportunistically and women love solipsistically. They love for themselves. They don't love for you. And I guess you could say that's a mother's love. And I've dated girls in the past who've been like, oh, I think you just want a mother kind of thing. And it's like, why wouldn't you want a mother's love? A mother will die for you. A mother will, a quality mother, not all these mothers today, but, a mother's love is something special. Why wouldn't I want a woman to love me like my mother loves me? Because that's a special love, and it's like, why would you get into a relationship if the love isn't going to be special like that? Because it's a situationship, and people want to manipulate their environment through other people, and this is what women do for the most part. Men aren't out here checking to see how much security you can give them. Men aren't out here checking to see how you can improve their lifestyle. Men are trying to improve their own lifestyle, and our motivation for that is to get women, unfortunately, which is why on my channel I always encourage guys, hey, your motivation should be to for yourself. Your motivation should be not in a selfish type of way, but like, your motivation should be to just improve your life so that you can enjoy living life, and that you can enjoy your time on earth here, because it's short. And if you're just trying to impress a woman your whole life, that's going to be like something that really is soul sucking. I think I see a lot of these guys out here who their whole life is like, their whole self-esteem and their whole life is based around, oh, I got a wife and I'm better than these other guys who don't have women, and like it's this weirdo kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, maybe, but you bought a wife. You jumped through her hoops. She chose you in the sense that oh, well, he checks off all my boxes. He's a high earner. He gives me security. He supports feminism. He white knights for me. And this is the type of stuff that guys got to put up with in this modern post-feminist, post-second, third wave feminist world. I don't do that, man. I don't do that, and I got an old school idea of what love is, and it ain't none of this new age stuff. And women are yes, women want this. So I agree that a woman is naturally submissive to a man that makes her feel loved, protected, safe, and secure. I do think that's true. I really do. And she says down here, I enjoy being submissive. It's a freeing feeling. I think that's female nature. And like, honestly, I don't know if I like that. Because it's like, it's like that's the same that a dog does. A dog feels that way. Well, my owner feeds me, he houses me, so I love my owner. A dog has loyalty for the owner because the owner gives the dog life. It gives the dog, you know, a place to stay. It gives the dog sustenance and food. And it's like, but is that really a kind of mutual love, or is that kind of a dependent love? I don't know, man. It's just something I've never been able to reconcile. And that is, I do believe that's female nature. So it's like, and that's where I've struggled. Is love even a real thing? Is love as we thought it was? Is that even a real thing? Yes, the dog loves its owner. It's submissive and loyal to its owner, but it's that way for a reason. It's not necessarily out of love. Now I know there are some dogs. I think there are some situations with like animals and pets where there is a love bond. You can tell that there's a lot of love. Love is an action, love is a verb, love is a noun. Love is a lot of things. When you love something, you have an affection towards that thing, you have an intimacy towards that thing. It's not this kind of it's a very metaphysical type of thing. It's not this kind of like transactionary kind of thing. The problem is that, and I'm not saying this type of woman would never have that type of intimacy and things like that, but the problem is that it's contingent, and it's based on it's conditional. It's based on conditions. If certain conditions aren't being met, you won't get that intimacy from a woman. If she doesn't feel safe and secure around you, you will lack intimacy, and that's the problem. That's the problem, is that she'll remove her intimacy if she feels like if you don't make enough money for her. She feels like you're not providing in the right way. She'll withdraw her intimacy, and she'll look for a different guy, and that to me is not love. That's disloyalty. Right? I don't even know if a dog would do that. If the owner stopped feeding it, or if the owner, was mean and abusive towards it. I think that's why dogs go through so much crap with abusive owners, is because they have a deeper kind of loyalty, and they will love their owners despite being mistreated. Whereas a lot of women just, even not even being mistreated that much, but just, if he's not above and beyond, if he's not checking off all these boxes, they'll leave you. And it's a sad thing, man. Abuse is a sad thing for animals, and I would never encourage abuse. I would never even test a woman as far as abuse. Because if there's abuse, you should leave. Like that would be the best thing. And a dog should be treated better. A dog should be loved. But I don't even think it's that way with women. I don't think it's. I think that it's like, yeah. I mean, of course, it goes without saying, a woman would leave in a scenario of abuse, but a woman would also leave if she just gets bored, or her feelings change, or if like she just wants more money, or she decides she wants a different lifestyle. Or there's just way too much fine print here. There's way too much hidden in the sauce here, and anyway, man. So it's a tricky thing. It's like, yeah, women are naturally submissive to a man who makes them feel safe and secure. But what does that mean? That means you have to have money. That means you have to provide a certain lifestyle for her. And if you're not, then she's not loving towards you. So what does that mean? It means you're buying a woman. That's what that means, man. So that's why I've never encouraged guys to be like, oh yeah, just go level up and make more money, and then you'll attract a higher type of woman. It's like, I never thought that was interesting, because that's not love to me. Now, if you're doing that to just date around or whatever, like, that makes sense objectively, even though it's immoral. Like, but when it comes to love, it's like, that's just not. It's not what it is, man. Anyway, Jay Lee, Northwest Podcast. Peace.